Great. I cannot hear you, Omar. You're muted at the moment. But feel free to unmute for a moment.
Okay. Okay. How are you, Thomas?
I'm good. Thanks for joining.
Hi.
How are you?
No problem. Yeah, happy to see you. Happy to join this call. Yeah.
Nice. How are you?
All right. We're good. We're good. The day is just starting here. So yeah, all good after a long, heavy week. But yeah, doing fine already. How about you guys?
Yeah, good as well. Elisa is in Madrid this week, actually.
Madrid?
Yeah. And,
wow.
So it's a long way, but Carnival is about to start tomorrow as well. So that's she's coming back on Sunday morning, and then it's straight away to the Carnival streets, basically.
Wow, nice, nice. I'm very glad you guys are enjoying yourselves over there.
Likewise, likewise.
Okay, so you came up with this webinar.
I did. So I think we're just gonna get going, actually.
Sure. Did you want to wait at least 5 minutes?
Let's have a look. You can see here who has opened the email and clicked on the link.
You could wait a few more minutes just in case someone is signing in a little bit late.
I will.
But that's just my suggestion. You do whatever feels right for you, of course.
How are you, Margot?
I'm good. I had a swim this morning and I'm very active and I have my coffee ready and my water and I'm totally here for the workshop, for the webinar. So yes.
Amazing.
Really good.
So maybe just to share a little bit about what I've been developing with FieldFlow and what I've been calling systemic self-leadership, which, I mean, Omar knows me from MSLS, and small disclaimer for the people watching, I also know Margot. She's actually also my mother, and I've taken a 3-year healing and reading course from her a few years ago, something that she has been teaching professionally for over 20 years. So this systemic layer for me partially came up as a term really during my master's in strategic leadership towards sustainability, which Omar knows me from as well. And on a scientific way, it points to how we are all interconnected and how everything is part of one big web of life, and how we can call that interconnectedness complexity. Now, on another level, more meditative layer, working with your own energy field and the flow of your own energy. I've learned a lot from Margot over the last, you could say, 10 years that I've actively listened to her on these topics, you could say. And this systemic layer really relates to sort of the integral consciousness, the integral awareness of ourselves, the embodiment, mindfulness, the presence that we can bring into a situation and lead, in the first place, ourselves in relation to ourselves, and then in relation to others, and in relation to the context, the process, the whole that we are interacting with. So for me, bringing that back to the self-leadership points to the fact that we have that freedom in ourselves to approach, to interact in the way that we feel is constructive to the world, as well as pointing to the fact that it starts with sort of the small self, but extends to the social self in the sense of self that extends towards other people, and also the space around us, you could say. And with that extends the responsibility of bringing flow and harmony and good energy into that space from the self towards others, towards the larger field, as I would see it. So that in a nutshell, the model that I've picked up over the years that I'm really enthusiastic about, that has been gaining a lot of popularity as well throughout the last years, is Theory U, specifically because of its simplicity in giving a nice image to the whole that we are talking about. And I'm hoping that this works. It's kind of improvisatory, but you're seeing a U. The idea is that at the moment, you're finding yourself somewhere here on the left-hand side of this U, and the movement that you want to make towards something new that is waiting for you, emerging for you, or maybe something that you just really want and desire is waiting on the other side. But before you sort of start walking and just stay on the same level that you've always been and nothing really changes a lot, it's really important to take a moment to sort of dive in, go in and deepen your self-knowledge, your consciousness of yourself, and let go of those things that are sort of still holding you back in the back of your mind, in the back of your heart, or in some sort of habits and practices that you have trouble letting go of. So that's what we, in a simple way, you want to call here on the left-hand side, reflect. So what we'll do is look back to sort of your last year. You can use this for any type of cycle. You could use it for a day, even an hour, a week. In this case, I'm looking at planning or looking ahead for 2018. So the cycle that we'll be looking back is also going to be approximately a year. Second part, where Theory U talks a lot about presence, being present in the here and now. And for me, this is a sense of flow, being connected upwards and downwards, centered in my heart, and fully present in that moment, so that without any sort of baggage and luggage from the past, you can be aware, empathic, and present in that moment to encounter that what is emerging in that moment for you in relation with others and the thing that you are doing, right? So as a third step, sort of looking ahead into what might be, really helps us in two things. First, anticipate a little bit of what might happen that is outside of our control in order for us to be more prepared in dealing with those things, attracting the qualities and competencies, or developing those things that we might need along the path that we're foreseeing, right? And at the same time, it helps create that what we would like to see happening. So by putting attention consciously into also that field of our future path, it sort of becomes more tangible and more concrete for us to also take those steps, which is what I see in a way as connecting both the idea of goals and concrete measures, objectives that we want to reach, because they're simply really important to us, while being able to be true to our intention and live true to certain things that for us are sort of just universally things we don't want to achieve necessarily in the outside world, but live true to inside yourself. Tap into sort of the power that gives you in order to keep moving towards the more measurable goals and objectives that you set for yourself. Yeah. Are there any questions on this? Let's open that up for a small moment. I'm seeing all as in agreement.
I don't really have a question, and that's partly, of course, because we have talked before. So it's good to have a moment for questions when there are people who have questions. But for me, for the moment, it's you're doing great. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I think you're doing great too. So don't have any questions, at least burning questions at this moment. So yeah, the floor is yours, Thomas.
Great. So I'm going to share just in a few minutes a little bit more about myself, to let you know why I'm doing this. I already shared a little bit that I did a master's in strategic leadership towards sustainability. Omar, would you mind muting your microphone again? Great. And how this sense of systemic and complexity plays in with the more integral awareness of and meditative energy work practices. Besides that, I've also worked for about 5-6 years as a manager and sustainability coordinator at Camping Zeeburg, one of Amsterdam's largest city campsites, with a lot of tourists coming each year, a lot of people joining the team each year, needing to be trained, a lot of complexity going on, and my job basically being a problem solver from the reception out in relation to the field, the cleaning, the bar, restaurant, very dynamic work where in hindsight, especially during my master's degree, I started understanding that the type of leadership in my management role that I had been in sort of executing had been very horizontal, open, very sort of a facilitative type of leadership that always respected very much all the knowledge and ideas that other people were holding inside themselves, and how to sort of bring that out to make the whole better. Now, during my master's degree, I started conceptualizing that more and more, and seeing also the value of working in that way in relation to much more rigid and hierarchical structures that I'd also experienced. But for me, it was just that's not for me. I'm going to go with the place that I feel comfortable and where I can develop myself more. But now in the world, we're seeing also this movement towards more horizontal, more open organizations that want to be more resilient in the complexity that we're living in. And I believe that with that development, more and more this movement towards self-leadership and self-awareness in that context becomes more and more important for us to be effective and efficient in working together under circumstances that can be stressful, that have a lot of complexity to them, a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration. So about a year and a half ago, when I came back to Amsterdam after this master's degree in Sweden, I hosted a U-Lab as well. So a U-Lab is sort of a small social lab based on Theory U, developed by the Presencing Institute and Otto Scharmer in Massachusetts, which I actually hosted together with Margot, who is also present here. And it was a really nice first experience to, outside of a context where I already knew people, because during my master's I hosted a few of these sessions as well, with meditations and some conversations on how to flow your own energy. But then during the U-Lab, I started developing this in a bit more professional way. And really starting to notice that it's this bridge between the self and how we can then act for sustainability into the world where I want to act on. Just one of the other things that I feel is worth mentioning is experience with the Art of Hosting, which is a collection for running participatory processes with including diverse stakeholders, a lot of people in processes that are aimed at making wiser decisions within the complexity that we live in, by tapping into the intelligence that is within us all, and by connecting people with each other, sort of allowing that to emerge. Again, a practice, a space where self-leadership, self-awareness, empathy for others, and a certain sense of presence are I believe the utmost requirements for creating a healthy space like that. So that's it. Then I actually wanted to get started, unless there's any more short questions on specifically me. It can also be later. I think I'm getting an okay from both, so that's great. So there's going to be 3 parts to this, right? Reflect, flow, and visualize. I see that you have a pen and paper with you both as well, so that's perfect. We'll do some guided meditation, but in between I'll also invite you to take just a brief moment to write down a few words that came up for you that you might want to remember afterwards, or actually concretize by writing them down in order to let them go more profound. I want to invite you to take a seat, feel your body present on the chair, or the couch, wherever you're sitting. And just start with a few deep breaths to get present in the moment where you are now. Try to let your breath go in deep, touch all the way into your belly. The belly expand, chest expand. Allow your body to relax. to be sort of in an active state at the same time. We're going to start with making a connection downwards towards the earth from your feet, feeling that we're standing on top of the earth, and actually that our energy extends a little bit into the earth, under the floor where we are, and connects with a line deep down towards the core of the earth, to give us a certain sense of stability and presence right here, right now. I'm going to invite you to pull this energy from your feet upwards to the center of your body, through your belly and chest, through your neck, all the way to your head. And with another deep breath, we're going to reach upwards this time. Connect with your source of universal light that is shining somewhere up there, metaphorically speaking. And from the top, allow this light energy to come flowing in, enter around the area of your head, just a little bit above, and also go all the way down from your head to your throat, chest, belly, hips, legs, into your feet, and also flowing into the earth. Take a moment to feel these both streams, one coming from upwards, flowing down, and the other coming from down, flowing up. I want to invite you to go back in time. About 1 year ago, can be a little bit more because we're already into 2018. You can start in January 2017, at the beginning of the new year 2017. Just sort of flip back through all the memories and start there. And in a few short steps, we're going to go through each month and just sort of see what pops up for us, which highlights were there, which challenges were on our way, which important things happened. And how did it make you feel? How did you act? What happened? Moving through January, start of the new year, then going into February. What did you see standing out? What was difficult? What was really beautiful? March. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. November. And then we're approaching the end of last year, going into December 2017. We won't start at the end of December, but we'll go until now. What happened in December, and then how did January go? How did your year start? What kind of plans and objectives, intentions did you already set for this year? As a lot of us do. And how did that go in the first month and a half? Now that we've sort of taken an overview of that last year, I'm going to go through 3 steps, one focusing on the part of your head, thinking, one focusing on the area of your heart, feelings, emotions, and one focusing on the area, the lower part of your energy, we call hands. It's about action and practice and practice. And I want to invite you to first of all connect again really strongly upwards with your source of light and pull this down in order to gain clarity on everything that is around your head, space inside your head and all the energy around it as well. In relation to everything that you've just seen from your past year, what are the things that you want to let go of, see differently? What are the sort of the thought patterns, repetitions that keep popping up for you? What were the situations in which you could have judged things differently or taken a different mindset, different approach in that? And what are the things that are popping up for you that just no longer serve you in the now and will not serve you from now onwards? Allow this light to sort of light everything up. Allow it to become really clear. And as you name it, as you see it, allow it to transform into something more light. Something whose shape becomes pure potential again. It can be filled with new things that belong to you. That you need now. I want to invite you to take just 1 minute, maybe a little bit more, to write down a few things that came up for you in this area. Great. So sit back again, relax, close your eyes, take a breath. Connect upwards again, connect downwards for a moment as well. Great. Now with all this attention around your head, let's go and lower this field of light energy and move it towards the space around your chest, including a little bit of your throat still as well, your lungs, your heart, all the organs around it. Just about until the height of your belly. And ask yourself, what kind of things are there that you need to let go of in relation to how you're interacting with others? What kind of emotions, feelings from the past are still holding you back, triggering you? What kind of emotional trauma was done to you or happened to you in the last year? And how can you change your self-empathy towards it? How can you open your heart again towards yourself, towards others, towards the world? No matter what happened, belongs to the past. What is it that gives you power, drives you? When were you feeling full of energy? And in which moments this year were you feeling sort of low on energy? Again, feel free to take a moment to write down a few things that you want to let go of in this area of the heart. Part of relating to others, relating to yourselves. Feelings and old emotions that no longer serve you. All right. Again, feel your connection upwards and downwards. Then we're going to bring this field of light, light up all the information that you want to let go. But then again, one layer down into the area of hands, practice, action. Which behaviors and habits, customs are holding you back somehow? Which things no longer serve you? Just very simply see what pops up for you. The most important things will flare up very easily. Which way are you interacting with others in ways that you would like to transform? In which way do you continue doing certain things even though you know that they're not the right things for you to do? Take a few moments to write some things down. All right. So with these words or phrases that you have in front of you, we're going to move into this space of flow in order to transform all those things that you want to let go of. And to do so, first of all, for a moment, just feel this connection with the light again. And feel that it has already passed through the area of your head, area of your heart, area that we call hands, all the way until your feet. And that it is going into the earth. Feel your connection downwards from your feet, from your hips, all the way down into the earth. You can see it as if there's 3 connections to that. One coming from each foot, and one coming more from the area of the tailbone, the end of your back. And the position of 3 is that what gives stability. Even in rock climbing, people learn to always balance themselves on 3 points. 2 hands and a foot, 2 feet and a hand. Just feel how solid you're standing and how much energy can come back from the earth. Feel these 2 flows going up and down. Now to transform everything, first step is to again connect to the light. This time, ask it to come in sort of a larger amount and not flowing just at the top of your head, but become a wider beam that enters the whole area around your head, the whole energy field that belongs to you. And kind of like the image of a sieve, pull it down, and everything that it touches transforms into light, flowing energy. Make sure it goes through your physical head, through your brain, through your mind, to the space around it, touching on your capacity for intuition, intention, active attention, listening, speaking, communication and expression in general. Put it through your throat and the whole area around your throat as well. Because even though its physical space is small, its energetic space is as large. It extends all the way around. And it's a crucial place as well, because it's that where we constantly interact with the world around us. Be conscious of that breath for a moment. To realize that also as you pull in the light for yourself, through the interaction that you have with the outside world, you're making the world a lighter place as well. By doing this work for yourself, you're able to resonate that energy into the world better. Let's put it down onto the shoulders, upper back, to places where a lot of heavy energy tends to accumulate. You just allow to let go everything that no longer serves you, everything that is still pressing on you. All the tension in the lower back, tension around your chest, all the heavy energy that is around this area, and everything especially that is sort of on and around the heart. Because the essence of the heart shines bright no matter what, but all the things that happen can sometimes give some more heavy and dense energy around it. But by giving it light, cleans it up, polishes it, allows your diamond to shine again. And a little bit below your heart, everything that was giving you, holding you back from giving your power to the world. So holding you back from feeling that you can act from your heart and be centered there in your core. And down again, area around your belly. Where we can put attention to transforming everything in relation to the world around us, to the relationships we have. If you want, you can use the image of many sort of umbilical cords as you were connected to your mother at birth at this place. So are there similar connections with people, places, but also interests, beliefs, and ideas that are existent around you? Just allow the light to flow into all these lines around you. And make them light and flowing. And if you want, you can also put the intention to let go of any of these types of lines, types of relationships that you have with all the things that just no longer serve you at this moment. Not about letting go of people or letting go of places necessarily, unless you want to. It's about making these relationships with these people, with these places, with these ideas, light and flowing, so that you can take leadership in your life about how you want to interact with them, rather than being pulled or pushed by outside forces. We lower it a little bit again, going towards the area around your hips, your legs, where it's all about transforming anything that is holding you back from feeling stability on your feet, feeling grounded, feeling a sense of balance, security, safety. So anything that has to do with sexuality will find its place in this area. And also the essences of creativity come flowing from this area. Creativity that is connected also with the earth, which is the next step where we're connecting to. Because it is in the soil where a lot of things grow and prosper, are being nourished. We're going to put our attention downwards to our feet and allow the light, as it's coming from above, entering the whole area of our energy field around the head, the area of the heart, hands, legs, and feet, until a little bit under your feet. Now connecting downwards from your feet, from your tailbone. I'm going to draw up some of this energy from the earth. And again, allow it to be a wide beam coming into your whole energy field around your feet, filling up the physical body and the space around it, your calves, knees, legs, hips, torso, chest, your neck, throat, head, and the space around it. And for a moment, just feel how it feels to have let go of all these things from last year or even earlier that were still holding you back, to shed a light on them, made them more light. And then how does it feel as this earth energy is flowing in and feeding you? It's sort of the essential nutrients, same as what a plant needs to grow its earth. You are connected with the earth. You are living inside the earth. And this connection feeds you. I'm going to be silent for just about 1-2 minutes, and then we'll continue with the next step about visualize. Just keep this flow, keep this contact with your heart. All right, thank you. Now we've tasted a little bit on this letting come of qualities and things from the earth. And that's something that we're going to take into the next step with visualizing as well. In terms of the overall question in there about what do you need in this coming cycle? What do you need in the coming year in order to make it successful? Whatever your definition of that may be, right? And in a similar way as we did with reflection step, we're going to move ahead until the end of this year. And then actually we're going to move back. So I want to invite you to fast forward the tape until the end of 2018, maybe early 2019. And first of all, just see how you are there. How would you ideally be 1 year from now? How will things be in relation to family, relationships that you have, intimate relationships you might have? How will your life be in relation to a more professional layer, work, finances, professional development? Who will you be? How will you be? What are the things that, no matter what happens, you will be able to say to yourself that you're proud and grateful for having been the way that you have been, which goes beyond anything measurable, which goes beyond any objectives or things that might happen. It's purely about your being and your way of interacting. You don't need to know all these things exactly. It's just also to start creating that image of that, what it is that you want to work towards and create. And to make it a few steps more tangible, you're going to sort of go back from this envisioned future, month by month, step by step, towards the here and now. So we started off in February, January, December. Going back into November, October. And what are the things that are happening? What kind of successes are you seeing? What kind of challenges, difficulties? But what are the beautiful things as well? How are you celebrating these things? From October, we go to September, back into August. For the things that we might achieve towards the end of the year, there's a lot of preparation that goes in, a lot of steps that come before. So what are the steps that you are taking? And how do these things connect together? So we go into July, June. What is it that you want to put your attention on? And what are the qualities inside yourself that you need in order to take these steps? What are the competencies and the skills that you want to develop, or need to develop? In June, we go into May, April, March, and then we're almost here in February. So ask yourself, what is it that you can start doing now What is it that you'll be doing in the coming weeks in order to work towards that envisioned future? What are the first steps that you'll take that lead in the right direction, that will give you a good feeling? Bring it all the way back to the here and now. All the way back again to being present, connected upwards and downwards. Again, we're going to go past head, heart, and hand. And again, with each step, please feel free to write down a few things that you would like to attract, that you would like to grow and develop in the coming period. Connecting upwards to light, this time for inspiration and insight in relation to everything that we've just seen for your coming year, that you visualized. What is it that you need in terms of ways of thinking, new types of theory, approaches, mindsets? What do you need to focus? Keep your attention clear. What do you need in order to be present in the mind, aware of what is happening inside yourself as well as what might be happening with others? Peaceful. What do you need in order to allow this mindset flow out as well through your communication and expression? Feel free to take a moment to write a few things down whenever you feel. And then on this second layer of the heart, again, in relation to your cycle ahead, the coming year, what is it that you would like to attract, grow, develop in yourself? What is going to help you to open your heart, be empathic towards yourself and others and the world? It will help you be compassionate and honest, transparent. Take a few moments to write a few things down. And then we're going to go towards and the last layer that we call hands, about practice action, doing. And ask yourself, what is it that you then need in order to tangibly make the things reality that you want to make reality, make happen, create? What are the things that you will put to practice, and how will you practice that what you want to grow and develop for yourself? What are the kind of skills that you feel that you'll need on the path ahead? Add to your toolbox, so to say. What are the new type of habits and behaviors that you can start integrating into your daily routines, into your daily life? And take a minute to write a few things down. All right. Just to integrate, close this whole meditative part, and ask you once more, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. And all the things that you've just written down, allow these energies to come flowing in, both through the light, through the connection with the earth, and with the connection that you have with the world around you, in order to, in the coming time, start building, developing, and growing these qualities and competencies that you've identified as being important for the coming cycle ahead. Take a few deep breaths. Feel your feet on the floor. Maybe move your shoulders again a little bit. Let's see, everyone that is here at this moment is awake. And here, feel your body. We're approaching the end of the webinar. I see that I saw already, but that it's already 12. I was planning to open it up for another few minutes for Q&A or something like that. I see Omar is here with his daughter. It was beautiful to see. A few weeks ago, I was doing a workshop at the park, and I put it as kid-friendly as well, being like, hey, if you want, you can bring your children. I didn't do that for this one, but I think it's great that it did happen. So thanks for being here. And, Margot, also, thank you very much. If you want, feel free to open the mic. You did, yes.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to make a joke. It's kid friendly. You're my kid, so it's very friendly for you as well.
yeah. It's been a great session like that, I think. And
okay.
Amazing to do it like this for the first webinar session that I've ever done. So I'm very grateful.
Beautiful.
To both of you, as well as to everyone else that signed up or didn't, or that might be watching this some time from now. So just to maybe finish this in style, I meant to, if you're watching this but you haven't yet signed up to my email list, I'm offering a really nice freebie as well, which is a booklet that will help you reflect and learn about your last year, and also look ahead to the year ahead in different areas of your life. A lot of questions, a lot of space to fill in answers, and there's a lot of people that have already done it, including myself, and I must say the feedback has been very, very positive so far. So if you feel like doing that as well, check out my website. It's www.fieldflow.net, and I am Thomas. Thank you very much for watching.